Hello, my name is Sherry Fatu Basharan. I've been electrically tortured since I was 29 years old. My my electronic car incarceration or torture session has started in 2009 and has progressed up into present. It means I have been electronically tortured for 13 to 14 years. I woke up this morning in pain. My pain is ever so constant. It feels like everyone is walking, so many people are walking across my body. I can barely lift my arms, legs sometimes. I've got progressed to the point where I do have convulsions. I have trouble breathing, and sometimes I am become forgetful, and my speech has become slurred. I am so I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm upset that I live in America where I can go to a grocery store. Everybody have seen my business all across of us, and they cannot say a word to me. They cannot say, "Look, this is wrong." They can't call my local congressman. They can't call the police for me, but they can criticize. And I asked them, "What are you criticizing, me or yourself? Should I should I shut up and be silent so you can live an abundant life?" So you can live abundant life of blindness, and it pisses me off because I deserve to live too. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you today, brothers and sisters, you deserve to live. I don't care how long you've been electronically tortured. I don't care how many people been in your brain or putting in false dreams or telling you negative stuff. You deserve to live. You have a God-given innate right and a fundamental stance that is given to you in your Noah that says you deserve to live. You have an imperative to live. Nobody has a right to take that away from you. Nobody has a right to say, "Oh, this person doesn't deserve to live, but this one does." I'm thinking of the weight of George Floyd's George Floyd's victory, and say it again: victory, victory, joy, joy. George Floyd got his victory, even though he's in the ground, and he never got to go home. He will never get to kiss his mother goodbye or his child. Or he would never get to sing the songs of victory. At 46, his neck was cracked. He was pinned down by all these officers who told him that he didn't have a right to live over a $20 bill. I say this to you, brothers and sisters, and why I'm saying this is that I want to tell you that you have a right to live. I don't care what kind of government program or whatever they have or whoever they did business dealing with. You have a right to live. They have no right to come to you in your homes, in your minds, in your brain and mutilate you, sexually abuse you, rape you, and use electronic forces to debilitate your mind, to make you to turn into dementia or to turn into the local crazy lady. They have no right to do that to you. And if nobody have told you lately, I'm going to tell you, you deserve abundant life, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, target victims, you deserve to live. And we just in the wake of George Floyd's verdict, I wanted to re-examine myself, and I want to say, why can't we have that? Why can't we have overabundance of free? I mean, why can't we go and find we've been victimized enough, of find those people who have victimized us. I know which, if it's in the CIA, Pentagon, or whatever, but call them out. Call them out. Make our voice heard. Be in front of every municipal building. Be in front of the president. In DC, in front of the president, and the president and the vice president's homes, if we have to say this will not wash. We cannot have this anymore. We deserve lives. I don't care. We don't deserve to be as if we are still some fundamental lab rat in a 1940 to 60 to 1962 government program that should have never existed. I wonder, oftentimes, and I wonder myself if other countries laughing because the things that America does, were and try, but they convicted over almost 80 years ago to 100. They convicted all these other people. I don't know for war crimes and did like that, but they took their technology and brought it to US and used it on US citizens without them knowing. I know they have used the technology that they found in hell, and what I mean in World War II, in those concentration camps, they have taken that technology and used it to fight its own citizens. To me, I don't care what that is treason. I know I feel like man said is that they say if we get upset and we go crazy and we go off and have guns and have a shooting spree. We are deemed the local crazy people. We are deemed not fit for society. We are deemed the I know the crazy ones, the stupid ones, the conspiracy theories. But what about the people who know and truly perpetuate this cycle of abuse, this cycle of torture, this cycle of mutilation? What are they called? I think that's treason. I think it's that if you have the ability, I know, if you have the ability to go and do this to unknown citizens, and these citizens are under the protection of the government, and the government themselves go out and choose to torture its own victims, choose to torture them in their homes through electronic because they wanted to test the system, or they wanted to test the system and upgrade it and offer more provisions of torture or more abilities to torture the American citizens because it sounds like a great thing. It sounds like a good control collar. And that's what electronic torture is. It's nothing but a cold control collar. I mean, it's a control collar playing. So I told you not to do this shock, and you won't do it anymore. I told you not to say this shock, I know, but this is not just a control collar. It revamp. I mean, it seemed like it not revamp. I don't want to say the word revamp, but it takes away who you are fundamentally and rewrite your whole like your whole consciousness, your whole the whole fundamental the whole fundamental part of you. I know for me is that I am not the person. I am quicker to anger, have bouts of rage. I have never had bouts of rage like this. Bouts of rage, forgetfulness, ready. I know I'm here chop. Sometimes I feel like I'm ready to go and chop people up. And that's not Sherry. It feels like, and I'm not condoning violence here, but I'm just trying to explain to you how it feels sometimes. And it's like I'm always in a forward weight. It seems like I'm always in the weight of a flux. It seems that when I'm happy, something slams into my brain that I should be sad. And I should be angry. And I should be angry at this. So and then all of a sudden, if I'm sad, it seems like somebody's actually writing in that I should be happy and laughing when it's a terrible situation. It feels like something is rewriting me. And it seems like it's rewriting me to my very soul. Rewriting exactly who I am. It's like some people have grabs only a part of me, but then they make the good parts of me evil and murderous and quick to anger. I know, quick to go off, quick to. And the pain itself is so excruciating that pain, I don't care what anybody else, pain does not cause peace. Pain drives people insane. and I have known this more and more, is that pain causes you not to see the light, causes you not to see the full scope of what is going on. Pain, you just trying to run away from that pain and get away from all that is happening to you. You can't see the full scope and the full ramifications of what they have done to you. I know I've been so much pain. And there was many people are like, why did you? It's like I was walking around in the days of my life, like I was the local crazy lady. It seems like I have been walking around in a fundamental daze, or sometimes I can even say outside of my body, like I'm here but I'm not here. And but I owe no one any apology because I want to live. I deserve to live and live not in pain, not for somebody messing with between my legs and taking my womanhood. Not somebody who decide, oh, I'm going to mess in her brain to take her local feeling fundamentals. To like her local no fundamental factors that are quite allow her to think, allow you to think, and to be cognizant of who you are, or cognizant even with where you are. I don't. At this point in time, I don't want to rant and rave about my pain, because right now I'm falling into a headache, and I'm falling into all these different things. But first of all, why I put this video together, and why this something said that your brothers and sisters need to hear it. They haven't heard it today, or they hadn't heard it in a while. Brother and sister target victim, you deserve to live. You deserve to live and have an abundant life. I know God came for you to live and not to live and live abundantly. That's what God would want for you. Not for someone to develop a program or develop a computer program and say, oh, these people I can use because they don't have any support system. These people I can use because I can tell all the other people around that they're local, they're crazy. They're out of their mind. They're stolen something. They're liars. And so therefore I am pegged an outcast, and therefore I can be used up or raped or molested or thrown away. I'm going to say this to you, sisters and brothers. No one deserves to throw you away. No one deserves to throw your life away. Nobody deserves to take all of who you are and spit it and spin it. And shit it down, and basically throw it away as if it's a piece of shit, or dump it into the drain and wish you did, and say that you don't exist. You don't deserve to exist. You do deserve to exist. You deserve to be a human being. You deserve to have children. You deserve to find your mate. You deserve to be with somebody who loves you. You deserve to be with your family. You deserve not to be driven crazy. For I know you deserve everything that God would have for you. And those that stand in your way, who say that you are not, and say that you are inferior, and say they can take whatever you want to, then I say to them at this point in time, and I'm not condoning violence or anything, be careful. For what you wish upon one person, it can easily turn back on you. I say to those people who have done these things to me, I say, how are you breathing lately? I notice that God is good, and I'm always going to say this. God is good, because God will, I know, He will rewrite the wrong. But also, too, is that I can't not stand in the middle corners and say, oh God, and let them kill me. I say this. There is a war coming, and I want to be on the right side of it. I say this, they're electronically tortured. To all those people who watch, who keep themselves quiet, I am saying this, is that those people who are being electronically tortured in your lab rats can no longer live like that. They can no longer live with somebody's boot on their neck or whatever in their genitals, or privacy, or somebody goes and I don't know, abuses them in different ways just to make themselves feel better, or make them, or them, or really to a to basically to make, for using for certain, I don't know, some type of protocol, or some type of scientific protocol that you have for the control, and I know the risk management and control of the American people, to have a new world order in which they can put they can put these collars, or these electronic collars, around certain type of people, so they are not aware of actually what's going on with the global crime, with global warming, the transition of power. I know the rate of homelessness that is increasing. I tell you, in the next 10 years, brothers and sisters, we will have a fight and a war on our hands, because we will be the largest mass migration in the history of the U.S., trying to get away from the tide that is coming. And I ask you again, brothers and sisters, do you have a seat on a bus that they're going to use I know that they're going to use to travel to their promised land? I know, in the midst of the pain and chaos of global warming. Do you have a seat on a bus? Do you have a seat on a plane? Do you have a seat on a ship? And if you don't, then you need to ask you some fundamental things of America. And you had to ask you, in the next 10 years, you're going to have to ask you, is America true? Is America there to save you, or is it there to kill you? And if you find that America is there to kill you, then you have to make then we all have to need to connect with each other and make some fundamental things to say, look, what are we going to do about America? Are we going to use Mr. Dr. King's methods? Are we going to have a fallout war? I'm not condoning violence. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in the next 10 years, you have to ask your fundamental beliefs. You see, electronic torture can't go back into the bag and say, we don't see it, we didn't notice it, we don't know, because it is out there. They put it out there to see how people react, to see what people do, see if certain people are collared and you are not collared, what would they do? Why? It's because they know what's coming. They'd rather go ahead and put it out there so people can already be okay with it. And by small measures, they can keep and grasp certain amounts of population, certain people in the population, or certain races in the population, and they put them under the boot. And as they do this, and take up our way of human rights, and label us as subhuman, then the fundamental belief would be a new world order. Well, then those who are under the boot deserve to be under the boot. And those who are electronically tortured are in servitude to others, are second-class citizens. What political control color will be used to shut people up. I say this to you, brothers and sisters. I want to ask you the very biggest question. And this was, why? Why use a control color like this on me? Why fight me with sex? All this different stuff. I mean, this embarrassment is too little. It's too childish. Think about it. Would you use a weapon from World War II that has a weapon of mass destruction to use on one little girl and talk about her sex life? Use it on one woman. One woman, and talk about her sex life. There is something wrong, fundamentally wrong about that. I think he is using to see and test your reaction. He used electronic torture he said he is testing, not only is he watching me, but he's watching others, how they respond to who I am and how I'm hurting. So they can say, they say all this different stuff, but he uses that. It's going to be easy to get away with collaring others, because look at all this whole slew of people, all races, sizes, genders, whatever, are not saying anything. They're trying to be funny. They're trying to, make her like a local crazy lady. And then therefore, my brothers, more and more people will lose their power to be human beings. They will lose their power to be human beings. And there are more people than any who are going to, in the next 10 years, to wear control collar like me. And it won't be pretty. It will be the end of America. America's ending. I don't know what this new world order is going to bring in, but it ain't pretty. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.